Hey, Jeff Kriet, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro and Major League Fishing Pro. We're kind of talking about today the Denali rods that I'm using that are kind of like my workhorse standard rods that I use a lot. This is one of them right here. It's the Denali Lithium. It's the 842. It's a 7-foot medium cranking rod. This is a really versatile rod. This is the rod that I throw a lot of my, just like, you know, I'm not talking about your big deep diving crankbaits. I have a rod for that too. This is what I throw a lot of my little square bills and medium diving crankbaits. And another thing I use this rod for a lot is for little swim baits and things like that. I also throw a topwater a lot on this rod. It's got, it has a good bend, so you can really load the rod up to make those good long casts. But you know, when you're cranking, you don't need a rod with a real stiff tip, and it has just enough where, you know, when I'm cranking it down, I'm hitting the rocks, it still has enough tip where I can pull it through the rocks and feel what I'm doing, but it has enough give where I'm not taking it away from them. I have several buddies of mine that have, you know, that have bought this rod, and they say the same thing, like, yeah, it's the best, that's the best little crankbait rod I've ever used. So the 842 Lithium, I mean, really good small crankbaits. It's a great pop R rod. I mean, I throw it sometimes with smaller walking bait, topwater baits, and I do throw a little swim bait with this rod a lot, because it's really important on these little swim baits, when you're winding this bait and you do get a bite, you need that rod to load up. And that's when I'll lean into them. I don't, on this bait right here, I don't wind it and then blast them. So, you know, you can load that tip up, and that's really important in a cranking rod and a little swim bait rod.